Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of your second favorite movie podcast, Theme on Screen. As always, I'm your forever fabulous, almost birthday host, Caitlin Pedri, and with me, I guess, is my co-host, Paul Gursky. Timothy Shalla-ass.
That's right, Caitlin. So let's explore Theme on Screen. We didn't really explain the theme for this month at all, did we?
No, I think maybe it'd be better, we'll talk about it and
We'll
the
talk about it
confusion
when we
around
get
it.
to it. Well, if this is
Yeah.
your first episode, welcome. We've got a special one for you. And this is also our 26th episode. So if you are looking at a calendar, you might notice that that is 6 months worth of Theme on Screen. So
Yeah.
if you were to listen to this podcast once a week for the next 6 months, you wouldn't run out of content.
That's a good point. And I think that if you are thinking about binging us, I always say it, now's the time. Get in while get in while the getting's good, while it's getting hot.
Yeah, if you wanted to just binge all of the episodes, you could finish all of these in a little more than a day. So, I don't know. That'd be a weird way to spend a day. But if anyone does that, let us know, because I don't know. Might have to ask you to seek professional help.
Yeah, I'll get you a Caitlin's therapy corner, but also just tag us and let us know you're doing it, for the likes.
So what do you think? 6 months in, we 5 months longer than you thought we were going to make it?
Yeah, I didn't write anything to congratulate us on being 6 months in. I think I'll be maybe a little more, not that I'm not excited, but maybe get more behind it when we're like 50 episodes, because that feels like a real milestone. I don't know. It doesn't feel like 6 months. It feels like it's just flying by.
So you're going to like 50 because it's a nice round number as opposed to 52
Yeah.
when we hit a year?
52 episodes, 52 weeks in a year. Okay, yeah. I can see where you're going.
I'm really more of a weeks-oriented person, and you just like the numbers that end in zeros and fives.
Yeah, well, that's what like if we were, not you and I, but if you're married or if you're dating and you're like, oh, it's you're not going to say it's our 26th episode. You're going to say we've been together for 6 months.
Well, this is a podcast, not a really, well, I guess it's a podcast relationship. I mean, there's the relationship between co-hosts.
Yeah. I mean, if I
Should we have
hated you, this
celebrated
would not
our
have gone on.
25th episode last week then?
I think I would have rather got excited about 25. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited
shit.
about 6 months, everyone. I think 6 is a nice even number. So, we're here. If you're wondering, if it is your first time, if you're just jumping into episode 26, we usually have a lot of like witty banter at this point, but we just recorded our last episode like 3 days ago. So I haven't had enough time to like live a lot of life experiences in those 3 days. And I don't really have a lot of new things to talk about. But I don't know. What do you have to talk about, Caitlin? What have you done since we last spoke?
Woof. Putting me on the spot here. Absolutely nothing. I went grocery shopping. That's really about it. It's been a drab week. I haven't done my usual like clubbing or partying. The yacht was closed this weekend, so didn't get after that.
Wow. So you're just going to be lying to all of our new fans to make them think you have a far fancier life than you actually do.
They don't know that. They don't know who I am. Yeah, I've just been hanging around the house. You're right. We did record on Saturday. I was able to go out to a new brunch place that was really good. I have never been there before, but it's pretty decently close. And I mean, I guess I'll just say it. It was the Continental at the Ford House in St. Clair Shores. So if anybody wants to go check it out, they have a really good menu and the crab cakes were great. So love
Never
crab
heard
cake.
of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if you just put things, like if you just search in Open Table, you can find a lot of things that you probably didn't realize existed.
Because you
Food-wise.
only use Open Table because you're only looking for places that accept reservations.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yep.
I know you so well. This is what 6 months of friendship gets you. Plus, like, the 10 years we knew each other before we were friends.
Yeah. But I didn't learn much during that time. I'm learning more now, really.
That's true. You know all about the imaginary friend that I had that lived in my head.
That's exactly who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah. That's exactly it. What did you do this weekend?
I didn't, since we recorded on Saturday. Katie and I just hung out on Saturday. Sunday she was gone for most of the day because you kidnapped her from me. And then Monday she was at the shelter, and I just watched some anime. I finished the most recent season of Demon Slayer, so I'm all caught up on that, and I started the third season of Spy Family.
How many episodes of Demon Slayer are there? Aren't there like 100?
No, there's not that many.
Oh, there's not.
No.
Is that I could just get involved like really quickly?
There's only 4 seasons, and some of those seasons are fairly short. How
Oh,
many episodes of Demon Slayer? There are 63 across 4
I thought
seasons.
it was like Death Note has, I don't even know, like 200 episodes or something.
Are you thinking of One Piece? I feel like you've made this mistake before. One Piece is a show that's been on for like 20
I
years and
often make
has
these mistakes.
possibly
Yep.
hundreds of episodes. Didn't we even
Much like
have this
There Will Be
conversation
Blood.
with Austin? Yeah. Classic Coen Brothers movie, There Will Be
Maybe.
Blood.
Yeah. You know me. Um, yeah, we probably had this conversation. It's
Yeah.
fine. We're just repeating it.
Again, for all of our new listeners that we're assuming are jumping in into episode 26.
Yeah, we didn't want you guys to feel left behind, if anything. Well, you pose a question. I think it's a good one. Now that we're 6 months in, what are your favorite new movies that you got to watch because of our show?
Well, my favorite new movies, I think it's going to be very interesting that we have the exact same list. Your Name, one of our most recent movies. I said that on the podcast that it might have been my favorite movie that we've watched, and it's up there. The Godfather, surprise, surprise, one of
Okay.
the most classic movies of all time, is one of the best I've seen. For the boys, I really enjoyed Heat. Speaking of which, have you actually gone back and watched the parts of Heat that you slept through when we recorded our episode?
Why do I have to?
You
So
just missed a big
no.
part of the movie, that's all.
I love that it
Um,
was exactly the most important,
yeah,
tipping
well,
point of the movie.
I also really enjoyed The Color of Money. That movie, it really did just feel like I don't know, a Paul and Matt kind of movie. Maybe that's not true. I don't even think Matt's watched it yet. And then I know this one is the one we're going to agree on the most. I think both of our overall favorites, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
So you really don't know me at all. You better take that back. Our list is not similar in the slightest, but also I chose movies that, well, yeah, you did too. Movies we hadn't watched before. We watched them because of the podcast. I put One Battle After Another, Psycho, Amelie, Wuthering Heights, Project Hail Mary, Your Name. So yes, same on that one. And then I also really enjoyed Inside Out.
That makes sense. I guess Project Hail Mary should probably be on my list as well.
Did
I
you
just
forget about
didn't.
it?
Yeah, I guess because it was from this year. Like it would be on my list of favorite movies from this year, so I just excluded it from this other list. I guess I can't have movies that are on more than one list. I
No.
don't know. I've got a lot
Oh
of
no.
rules.
Yeah, that's a self-imposed rule, but whatever you
I just
want.
made it up now too, or I guess I subconsciously made it up earlier when I was writing this. So good luck.
I would also like to maybe hear from the listeners then what their favorite episode of ours was. Maybe they could drop that in our comment section or leave a little note. When did we really just nail it, you know? What was our best one?
Yeah, that's a good
Probably
question,
Inside
Caitlin.
Out.
You thought
Yeah,
Inside Out was our best episode?
I thought we did really well. No?
I don't remember it, honestly. I'm pretty tired today.
Okay.
I liked
All
Galaxy
right, go to the
Quest. That was
next
a good
one.
one.
That was a good episode.
Okay, well, speaking of movies, we have had 6 months of podcasting. So, what movies coming out in the next 6 months are you looking forward to, Caitlin?
This was actually really funny because I started making the list and I'm like, why is everything Anne Hathaway? Everything's coming up Anne Hathaway 2026. So I'm excited about Verity. They just released the trailer for that one and I actually read that book. And I thought that was a good book. It's a Colleen Hoover book and a lot of people have differing opinions on her. And I will say that most of her stuff is dog shit, but Verity was actually really good. Um, and then Mother Mary, I'd be interested in seeing. Devil Wears Prada 2, and then The Odyssey. And I was like, yeah, something's going on. It's definitely just Anne Hathaway year. So good for her. She's showing up all over the place. And then I put The Mandalorian and Spider-Man too.
I wasn't expecting Spider-Man to be on your list. I thought you were kind of over Marvel movies.
I'm never over Spider-Man though.
So
He's my
just
favorite.
Spider-Man in general is okay.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man. I prefer him as a superhero. But yeah, I mean in general, I don't know. We'll probably what's the other one that they're doing? The big one with all of
Endgame
them. What's that
or
one?
Doomsday.
Yeah, no.
Doomsday. Endgame came
Endgame
out
already came
several
out.
years ago.
Yeah, like that one will probably just wait for it to come out on streaming. I'm not even I don't need to see it, not super
So I was
jazzed.
thinking that day, if I have, it's, December 18th, I want to say, could take the whole day off, go see Doomsday and Dune on the same day, do a big old double feature.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
We'll see if I really feel up to that 6 months from now.
Yeah, like right now you look forward to it, but are
Hmm.
you going to look the same in a few months? Probably not. Or when it comes to the week of, you're going to be like, it's sunny out.
So I was looking at the Wikipedia entry for Verity real quick. So I knew this was actually being directed by Michael Showalter, who is one of my favorite like comedy directors, and he's obviously moved on to more serious things in recent years. So because of the Showalter movie, I'm maybe excited about it. But then I was looking at the writer of the movie, and it looks like he's done mostly horror TV shows. He only has
Well,
3
it's
film writing
it's kind of a
credits.
horror
Yeah.
book.
He wrote the movie Antlers, which I think was maybe kind of a little bit underseen, and I don't know, but I actually really like that movie. A horror movie about, Wendigos. Now I'm realizing it had a lot of people in it it had Amy Madigan and Jesse Plemons in it. I must have not even realized that when I watched it. So yeah, actually, Verity, maybe this could be exciting because it does say it's a psychological erotic thriller, and we know that you love erotic thrillers.
It's right up my alley. And Dakota Johnson, who I I like all of her stuff. I think she's a fun human too. So
I think she's a fun human. I'm not sure I would say I like all of her stuff, but I don't know. I can't
well,
even tell you what I
50
saw.
Shades of Grey wasn't made for you.
Probably what about Madam Web though?
I didn't see it. Can I
Okay, yeah.
just
So
put that
back
one
to
out of my
your
brain and
yeah,
pretend?
back to other movies you may or may not be looking forward to.
No, I said them all. What
That
are
was it.
yours?
Uh,
It's all I could think of off the top of my head. I wasn't going to sit here and Google forever every movie coming out.
oh, that's exactly what I did. Hmm.
Oh, all right, get started.
I just
Rock
wanted to
it.
look something up really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so my list. So the first thing that I'm looking forward to seeing, I believe, is already out in very select cities and Canada, is the movie Blue Heron. It's been getting really, really great reviews.
Okay.
But I think there's just really no way to see it where we are right now. I was looking up to see if possibly it was coming to Windsor because it is a Canadian film. I do feel like this is gonna hit my like weird little indie niche. So like last year, how much I loved Sorry Baby or Ephus. I think this is probably gonna fill that void for me this year, and both of those movies were in my top, I don't know, 5 last year. So I'm really
Yep,
excited to
true.
see that one. And then kind of just some more big budget stuff. Like my most anticipated summer blockbuster is Disclosure Day. I'm looking forward to a nice Steven Spielberg alien movie.
We need one of
And
those.
yeah, we're gonna cover it on this pod unless something changes. So I'm looking forward to hopefully going to see that together and talking about some stuff. And then I have, speaking of Michael Showalter, his former writing partner, they did the movie Wet Hot American Summer together. David Wayne's new movie, Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. I'm very much looking forward to that because David Wayne is very
Why have I
funny.
not heard of any of these?
I don't know. It is about a couple that is getting married, and the wife, played by Zoe Deutsch, finds out that her husband has used his celebrity sex pass. So she goes to Hollywood to try to even the score. So written by David Wayne and Ken Marino, sounds very funny.
That
Any of
sounds
those members of the
funny.
state, yeah. Then big fans of the movie Weapons on this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Zach Kreger's next movie is also going to be a horror movie based on a little-known video game franchise called Resident Evil.
Never heard of it.
That you've never heard of Resident Evil? Well, maybe when
Joking.
we
I'm
start our
joking.
video game spin-off podcast. Yeah, but people have seen early screenings or like test screenings of this, and the reviews so far have been very,
Who's
very
going to be
good.
in it?
One of the guys from Weapons. I think the guy that played the like druggy guy in Weapons. I'm forgetting his name at the moment.
Well, he was on Euphoria, the first season of Euphoria.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am really looking forward to the new adaptation of Sense and Sensibility, which I think it got pushed back to October, but we're still getting a new Jane Austen this year with Daisy Edgar Jones and some other people. Are you?
I'm in.
fan of
I'm in
Jane
it. I'm in Sense
Yeah.
and Sensibility. I'm in
Okay.
it.
And then the last one I had on the list that wasn't like, Doomsday or Dune or whatever is Whalefall. The Big Picture saw some footage from it at CinemaCon this year, and they said it looked great. And it's about someone that gets swallowed by a whale, and they've got only a certain amount of time to get out of the whale. So I don't know. I feel like
like Geppetto.
yeah, like so it's Pinocchio, I think, that gets swallowed by the whale, not Geppetto, right? Or are you thinking of the Bible
Geppetto gets.
character Geppetto?
I didn't know there was somebody in the Bible named Geppetto.
It's Jonah, but
Whatever. He gets swallowed by the whale when he goes to get Pinocchio, doesn't he?
I thought Pinocchio was, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Pinocchio.
Haven't seen it since 1950, whatever. So I
Wow,
guess I could pull that
you're getting a lot older this year than I thought. You were born in 1950.
Yeah, I'm on my way out.
Yeah. So my list was
You have a lot
longer,
of really
better.
good ones that I didn't even think about. So we have a lot to do, man. We got a lot to do.
I put a lot of effort into this podcast. At least one of us does.
I did put effort, but I was trying to go off of the ones that I immediately thought of because that's what I would think would be exciting. If I had to actually Google it and remember if it was actually existing, then I'm probably not as excited as I thought I was. Turns out I'm just really excited about Anne Hathaway.
Well, I do want to
her.
see
I'm gonna
Mother
tag her in
Mary.
this.
I don't know when we're going to have time to see Mother Mary because we've got to fit Devil Wears Prada 2 in somehow. But, yeah, the Anne Hathaway is that a good way to combine Hathaway and Renaissance?
I guess, but
I don't
has
think
she
she
really
ever went away.
She went away for a little bit because people didn't like her. They Brie Larsoned her. And then, but she's been around. It's not like she needed a renaissance. It just happens to be that every movie she's in
Coming out within like a
is
6 month
coming
time.
out. Yeah. We're not going to not see her is the thing. It's going to be all about her.
Well, that's how I want to spend my 2026. Yeah, I guess 2024 was her last movie was The Idea of You. I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh, that was so good, listeners.
Well, it was
And
also directed
Paul-
by Michael Showalter. Jeez.
That one was so good. That was a little sexy too, but not like super sexy.
And what is with Michael Showalter making? Oh, so is this the one where she starts dating like an indie rock
the
star,
boy
but he's
band
a
guy?
lot younger
Yeah.
than? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah. And he's like really into her because she's beautiful. And he's like, I don't need a celebrity girlfriend. I want to be with you. You're so smart and funny and you love art and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I can't be with you. Like, you're as old as my daughter. It's good.
Yeah,
I think it's on Netflix. It's good.
it's a little creepy. What is with Michael Showalter, or like one of my favorite like comedy creators of all time, doing these kind of like sexy, serious movies? Because I don't really know what happened to him.
He found
since-
his niche, man. His
I
niche.
guess. I really liked The Big Sick, and then I don't think I saw any of the movies he did after that. I did not. Okay. Well, coming soon, we're going to be doing an episode about Wet Hot American Summer. And that is the end of our podcast.
All right, cool. See you later. Got it.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So what we did not talk about that we usually talk about at the top of the show was our theme for the month. We are in the month of May now. We are starting a new theme. Caitlin, what is this month's theme?
The theme is me. The theme is Caitlin. And I know that's confusing. It is confusing, but it was just basically like, hey, what do I like or what do I want to see? And it's all about me, as it should be.
And why
Should I
did
give
you
the
decide
list?
to?
Well, because it's my birthday.
It's her birthday.
It's coming
and
up.
we did not do a
Please.
Paul month for March because I'm not a narcissist. But here we are. I could have
I'm
vetoed
not a
the idea.
narcissist. I thought about it after. I was like, oh no, we should have incorporated some things that Paul liked, but you had a theme already and it was a great theme. So this will be probably the only time we do it. I won't take over the podcast again.
Until next May when Caitlin Month returns. No, Caitlin
Yeah.
Month is a fun idea for a podcast. What we have been trying to do is theme our month theme around something that was coming out in theaters. And I guess we picked The Devil Wears Prada 2 as our theatrical release this month. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess we could have themed it with like girl boss movies or something. Movies about fashion, maybe. I don't know. But Caitlin's as good a theme as either of those, and I'm fine because it's kind of an eclectic mix. So, do you want to tell
Yeah, it is kind of
everyone?
all over the place.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I'll tell. So there's our movie for today, Good Will Hunting, that I've never seen before, and it's just been on my list, my watch list for friggin' ever. And I thought now's as good a time as any to knock it off for, talk
Yeah,
about it and knock it off.
it's also a blind
Um,
spot for me. So I
oh
was
good. Oh good, this
excited
will
to
be
jump
good.
in.
My other one was Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet, because this is actually very quintessentially Caitlin, I think. So campy, so drama. And you get Leo and you get Claire Danes. And have you seen that one, Paul?
I have not. That's also actually all of these movies will be blind spots for me this month.
Lovely. This will be fun. Um, I stinking love this movie, and I did just recently watch Moulin Rouge, another one of his movies, and I mean, sadly, I was comparing it to this the whole time. And I do personally think that Romeo and Juliet is better. Sorry. And then yes, our Devil Wears Prada double feature. So Paul will get to watch the original Devil Wears Prada, and then we'll see the Devil Wears Prada 2. And I'm excited about that one. I wonder if I should get the popcorn holder as a handbag. Do you think I should buy it?
Yes.
I think I need it. And then they have wine glasses, like wine, like little mugs that you can buy with shoes all over them. It's gonna be so fun. And then finally, I chose The Moment, the Charlie XCX movie, because I've wanted to watch that one too, and I love Charlie XCX, and it's now on streaming. So I just thought I want to watch it, and there it is. And I also heard it's actually really good. So I think we're in for a real treat with that one.
I think the
Nothing like
reviews were
Brat
fairly
Summer.
mid, but two of my favorite critics enjoyed it, so we'll see. I've got an open mind.
We like to have an open mind. So that's kind of what we're looking at for Caitlin month. I could have just picked movies that I really like, but I didn't want to bore Paul that much. And
If it had been
then
all Nancy
also
Meyers
maybe
movies, I would
that's
have
what I was gonna
refused.
say. Down the road, it'll probably be all Nancy Meyers movies for 1 month, and he's gonna literally lose his mind. So let's just keep him on the show for right now.
Is it an option for me to leave? Do you have a co-host lined up? A new co-host?
No, I don't have a new co-host. I would just I don't know. It'd be just like a half hour shorter.
It'd just be you quickly talking about movies? Or would you just be like
Yeah.
telling everyone about your week? It would just be your video diary
Yeah,
journal.
it would be that, and nobody
Occasionally you'd
wants to
have
hear
Matt
that.
Turner on just to like, tell you your hair looks nice today.
I don't think he's ever said my hair looks nice today.
He would though. He's that kind
He
of
would
guy.
if I asked him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if I asked him, does my hair look good? He would say yes. But I'm also not gonna, I don't need him to just randomly say, hey, your hair looks good.
I'm going to text him right now and say the next time he sees you that he needs to compliment your hair. Okay. So last thing before we get into movie talk, listeners, what would you like to see out of the podcast in the next 6 months going forward? What are some themes you might like to see us tackle? What are some, I don't know, additional segments, additional things you want us to talk about for the movie? A spin-off podcast where Katie and I just review anime, more Matt Turner on like every single episode. Yeah, the sky is the limit within reason and like free. And also how much time
and also
I have.
time. Yeah, the time is a big one for us.
But definitely let us know what you would like to do or see going forward. And I guess I'll pose that question to you too, Caitlin. What are some themes you might want to tackle in the next few months or new things you might want to do on the pod?
That's a hard one. I actually literally had a theme today, and now I forgot it. Now I'm on the spot and I can't remember it. We should do like maybe a month of all women directors or a month of all like written by women. That
Are
could be
there
fun.
enough movies for us to do 4?
I'm sure there has to be. Or we just watch anything Greta Gerwig did. I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
I mean, I wasn't joking when I said I want to do like this anime spin-off podcast where we go through like, it would be a spin-off. It would have to be a separate thing. And maybe I do it with Katie to make her watch more anime, but go through like the history of anime movies, starting with like, I don't know, something from the late 70s up until like Chainsaw Man, and just kind of each episode be a mini review, but also a little bit of a history lesson where this falls in the context of the history of anime. That's an idea that it's just, maybe I'll never get around to it, but it is an idea I have. Or I also
If
had
we quit
another
our
one.
jobs.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time, but maybe. And like we had talked about this before, just having Melissa on for some more like classic movies, doing like kind of a little side episodes for some classics. I like classics, and I know anime and classics are like the two things that we're probably going to get the least amount of views for. So you know what? Screw you guys. I want to do it to amuse myself, and we don't need any more listeners. Actually, unfollow us on all our socials.
Paul, please don't say that. I worked so hard curating this spectacular list of friends, and we love all of you individually.
Yes, we do.
Do you want to get into the movie?
Eh, I'm good.
You gonna wake up? Drink some more soda.
Caffeine free.
This is why. This is why you're like this. Get some caffeine.
You're gonna drink caffeine this late at night? How do you ever wake up in the
Yeah,
morning? Oh dear Lord, I could never do that.
caffeine doesn't affect me like at all, actually.
Mm, I'm just too used to it.
I guess so.
All right. So, as Caitlin said, today's movie was Good Will Hunting. It's from the year 1997. This was a blind spot for both of us. And the cast of the movie is as follows: Matt Damon as Will Hunting, Robin Williams as Dr. Sean McGuire, Ben Affleck as Chucky Sullivan, Stellan Skarsgård as Professor Gerald Lambeau, and Minnie Driver as Skylar, who doesn't even have a last name. And
Didn't even
if
get a
you
last name.
didn't notice, I was wearing a jaunty little scarf in honor of Stellan Skarsgård in the movie, because he's always wearing a jaunty little scarf. And also Casey Affleck's in there too. Cole Hauser. They're the other two guys, I guess.
The other bros, the other friends.
Yeah. So, would you like to tell us the plot of the movie Good Will Hunting?
I sure can. In South Boston, we meet Will Hunting, a janitor at MIT who just happens to be a mathematical genius. He's the kind of guy who can solve problems that stump even the top scholars. But instead of chasing a career, he's hanging out with his tight-knit group of friends, especially his best friend Chucky, played by Ben Affleck. There's best friend blind loyalty there, but also a sense that Will is kind of stuck. Things kick off when Professor Gerald Lambeau puts a nearly impossible math problem on a hallway chalkboard, and Will secretly solves it. At first, nobody knows who did it. When Lambeau finds out it's the janitor, he's stunned and immediately tries to take Will under his wing. However, Will's not just a misunderstood genius, he's also got some serious anger issues and a criminal record. After getting into a fight and facing jail time, Lambeau makes a deal. Will avoid the prison sentence if he studies math under him and goes to therapy. Will ends up burning through therapists, mocking them, outsmarting them, and pushing them away until he meets Sean McGuire, played by Robin Williams, a community college psychologist who doesn't play Will's games. Sean sees right through him. Their sessions turn into these raw, emotional sparring matches where it slowly becomes clear that Will's brilliance is kind of a shield. Underneath it all, there's a lot of trauma and fear of abandonment and a deep belief that he's not worth much. At the same time, Will starts a relationship with Skylar, Minnie Driver, a college student who genuinely cares about him. But when things get real, when she asks him to open up and even move away with her, he panics. It's easier for him to sabotage things than risk getting hurt. Meanwhile, Lambeau is pushing Will towards prestigious opportunities with government jobs, big tech, and other jobs like that. If it's everything you're supposed to want if you're a genius, but Sean challenges that idea, arguing that Will should choose his own path and not just the most impressive one. The emotional core hits when Sean breaks through Will's defenses, repeating, "It's not your fault," until Will finally cracks. It's not about math anymore. It's about whether Will can let go of the past and believe that he deserves a future. In the end, Will makes a choice. Instead of taking the high-powered job, he leaves it all behind to chase something uncertain but meaningful, and he goes after Skylar. Drives off into the sunset.
In his new car.
His new old car.
The new, yes. So blind spot for you, blind spot for me. What did you think of the movie Good Will Hunting?
I actually really did enjoy it. I am not happy that I had it on my watch list for so long, but happy I finally got to it. What I like most about it is it's Ben and Matt. And I mean, they wrote this movie, and I mean, I guess I didn't look up how old they were. Probably early 20s when they wrote this.
When they started writing it, yeah, because I think they were like
Yeah.
25 and 27 when it actually got filmed, so
Isn't
or
that
something like
nuts?
that.
Like, just
Yeah.
to have, like, that's like you and Matt just like starting to work on something and it eventually comes into fruition as one of the greatest films of all time. I think it's in like top 20 lists, like all over the place. And they're still friends.
Yeah, that is kind of as impressive as me and Matt being friends still too. The fact that he's put up with me for damn near, well, over 20 years at this point,
Yeah.
though we've
Someone
never
needs
worked
to
in a
check on Matt.
movie. Yeah, I think this movie, it came out in 97, so I would have been, what, 12 years old, so I think it just kind of came out, like, right before I would have been interested in something like this. I think maybe it was just a little too adult for me, and it just kind of it was the year of Titanic. I had to go see Titanic multiple times, like, you know,
Right, right. Yeah,
so,
same.
but I also enjoyed it as well. I think I'd probably have to watch it again to see how much I think it actually holds up. But for the first time through, I liked it. I almost actually put it on the list of favorite movies that we've watched so far, but I didn't want to spoil my thoughts before we got here. Um, I guess I was surprised when I looked at Letterboxd. Like, most of my friends on Letterboxd had given this 5 stars. Like, they really, really
Right.
love this movie. I think it's probably a really, really like for me, but I don't know if it quite hit the, "Oh, I absolutely love this." But, I have a weird relationship with the 90s. I think things that were made in the 90s are weird. So that's my
I love
overall
the
thoughts.
90s. And I love
So
1997 especially.
I think this might be the best, like, 90s movie we've watched, because I obviously did not like Jerry Maguire. I
Did
don't
not
know
like Jerry
what
Maguire.
the hell people were thinking with that one. And then Preacher's Wife, also quite bad. I'm not sure if we watched
Okay.
anything else from. No, Galaxy Quest was okay, I guess. Um, yeah,
That was his like late 90s though.
it was 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just really beginning to think that people in the 90s, and like any memories I had of the 90s, were just wrong because all movies were bad. But this was a good one. I liked it.
Maybe I don't know the 90s at all. Everything that we've watched from the 90s I've enjoyed, but I also just have very good memories of the 90s. Uh and I like the way it looks. I like the way people dressed. I like the way that people talked. I liked all that. And I especially liked the way that they represented South Boston. I don't know a lot about Boston, but I mean, they're both from there. And I almost said their accents were spot on. They are their accents. They both should bring that back. Stop trying to lose the Boston accent. Bring it back, Ben and Matt. Bring it back.
I think they should talk however they'd like to talk.
I wanted to talk a little bit. We often not overlook it, but we do want to mention director thoughts sometimes because I, I don't. I've never seen anything of Gus Van Sant, but why do I know him so well? Like, why is he the name? It's like so ingrained. But when I was looking at his movies, I'm like, I've never seen any of these.
Yeah, I think for me at least, some of his earlier stuff, it's like, oh, I know the name of that movie, and it's one of those things that, yeah, maybe I will get to, like Drugstore Cowboy or My Own Private Idaho. Definitely, those are movies that I've heard of before. Just
Mm-hmm.
things that I've never gotten around to watching. I have seen Finding Forrester. You never saw Finding Forrester? That's do you just know the, like, "You're the
Yeah,
man now, dog" meme from
yeah.
Sean
I think I
Connery
just
saying
know
that?
stuff. Yeah, I
Okay.
just know stuff. I've never seen it.
I did. I think I saw it when I was in high school, and I know it was a favorite of Matt Turner's. And then I just know after Good Will Hunting, he did the Psycho remake, which I've just heard is abysmal. Like, why
Yeah,
did
but
you
I
try
I
remaking
kind of might
Psycho?
be interested in
Yeah.
seeing it. See what he did.
But I think, yeah, we're
Because
kind
who
of.
was it? Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. I remember when he did Milk, because Sean Penn won the Oscar for that, I think.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And then post Milk, I haven't even heard of any of these movies, so I guess I don't like.
The Nirvana, not the, yeah, Nirvana, that one. What's that one called? That one I remember.
I don't know what you're talking about at this point.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, I think I just know the idea of Gus Van Sant more than I actually know Gus Van Sant. So
Yeah, I mean,
sorry,
same, I think.
sorry to this man's.
I guess one day we'll get around to a Gus Van Sant month, maybe? Probably not.
Maybe I
I'm
mean
not ruling
I
it out.
googled a little bit of like what his vibes are, just to understand him a little bit more. He tends to do movies that are unconventional relationships, marginalized lives, unconventional families, and troubled youth. That's what they wrote about him. It's where he kind
Okay.
of likes to hang out at. which makes sense for this movie.
Yeah.
Unconventional relationships, troubled youth.
Oh, he had a movie in
You got it
2012
all.
where he reunited with Matt Damon and John Krasinski. I really just don't know a lot of these movies.
Yeah, we really don't know.
Well, that's what we have a podcast for, where we're trying to discover a lot of our blind spots. Yeah, I'll watch another Gus Van Sant movie.
Well, what about themes? You want to do some themes?
Themes of the movie. I think the number one theme, aside from space travel, is that we should all go to therapy. This is a very
That's so funny. That's
pro-therapy
what
movie.
I wrote.
I mean, I don't know how
That's
you can watch
literally
this
what I
and
wrote.
not come away with that as the theme.
I wrote therapy works, everyone! Exclamation point.
And just so our listeners know, maybe this is TMI, I don't actually have a therapist. I consider this podcast my therapist. So, you know,
I hope I'm doing
all,
okay. If anything happens to Paul, it's not on me.
all of the emotional trauma that I reveal on this podcast, that's, you guys are my therapist. I'm looking at you, audience.
Listeners, hide. Yes, I wrote therapy works and slash mentorship and the right guidance was the biggest and the most thing here. Because you got Professor Lambeau, more of that kind of success, prestige career that he was trying to point him over there. And then Sean with healing and self-understanding and authenticity. So choosing your own path.
Yeah, I said, I guess this can go along with choosing your own path, but not letting your past and your circumstances define you. I think there's a lot, like, they're both from, I don't know anything about South Boston, but as it's portrayed in the movie, just kind of a, I don't know, working class, rough and tumble neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they're generally guys that think, I'm gonna work on a construction site, then I'm gonna go have some beers with my friends, and that's gonna be the rest of my life. And I feel like that is what Will feels like he deserves, even though he's blessed with this gift of incredible intelligence. And yeah, but it also, a lot of emotional trauma that doesn't let him think he deserves to be happy or move beyond his circumstances. So yeah, not letting things like that define who you are or who you can be.
I agree with all of that. Yeah. Will spends most of this movie just pushing people away. And he really just needed to know that somebody would stay. That was what I got from the whole thing. Because when I was watching it, I was just thinking of this line. I don't know. I must have made it up when I was a kid, but people say it. But it's just like pushing people away, just hoping that they'll stay. Because I don't know, maybe in some weird, sick way, it just makes it feel a little bit more like they want to be there. Like I pushed them away so hard and they kept trying. So maybe there's some sense of that in here as well. I agree with what you said about, him not thinking that because I wrote down the same thing, just that he didn't deserve more. He's like, well, I'm a janitor and that's all I'm ever going to be. My friends work at, I don't know, what is it, a quarry or something?
They were construction site. I don't.
Construction site.
It seemed like they were taking down an old building or something.
Yeah. And they're all just kind of resigned to that life. We finish at 5, we go to the bar, we go home. And I'll talk about it later, but one of my favorite moments actually does come from a conversation about going to work. So I'll wait. Really scarfing it up over there.
Well, I really like props on this show. I don't have any new 4Ks to show off this week, so I had to do something.
You got any other themes?
Yes. So I think in New York movies a lot, we always hear, oh, New York's the fourth lead in this movie. And I do think Boston itself is just a real theme. And like, maybe you don't get as many Boston movies as you do New York movies. But I think when you do get Boston movies, there's something so very unique, like uniquely Boston, that even though I have never been to Boston personally and I don't really understand the place, I think anything set in Boston itself can be a theme.
Okay. The other one that Matt Damon or that Ben Affleck is in, The Town, that's in Boston.
Mm-hmm. That's
also
a Boston one. I think a lot of The Departed's Boston, isn't it?
Yes. That does sound right. I like Boston. I'd be interested in going.
Have you ever been to Boston?
No, we almost did once. It seems like, yeah, like you said, a rough and tumble kind of place in certain areas. Like, I guess if you're not exactly where the Boston Harbor and, the redcoats are coming, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably just kind of like Chicago. Kind of looks like a little Chicago, like South Side of
Maybe.
Chicago.
Oh, so I just Googled Boston movies, and literally I just watched Spotlight not that long ago for our eventual upcoming bingo episode that we may or may not do. So that's another Boston movie. So that's two. Stick River, that's one that I've seen. The Holdovers, I know that's on your list too. Maybe we'll watch that this Christmas.
Hmm.
Gone Baby Gone. Yeah,
That's
lots of
also Ben
Ted.
Affleck. Or no, that's Casey Affleck.
Yeah, that was a good movie. It Ends With Us. I know you really liked that one. Yeah, so I do think in the limited amount of Boston movies that I've seen, there's a certain Bostonness that always comes through. And even though I think you'd probably have to live there forever to kind of understand, or be born there really to understand, I don't know, Boston culture. I think even in the scene, like when they're like, oh, we're going to a Harvard bar, and they get into the little bit of the scuffle, like the difference between people from Southie and people in Cambridge or whatever,
Hmm.
you get a little bit of that sense watching this movie.
I did note that. I just said perhaps a little bit of class differences. Coming from the working class South Boston, he does feel quite out of place in the elite academic circles. Which, I mean, honestly, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a fancy class either at that point, even if I was really good at math, which I'm not. But the movie just kind of explores that how he gains his confidence through learning more and accepting himself, and accepting the opportunities that come along to him, and how you see your place in the world.
Yeah. And those are the themes of the movie. And that's the only category that we do. Good night, everyone.
Do you just do you just want to get out of here? It's sunny
So
out. You gotta go.
it's not warm, though. Okay, so next we can move on to our thoughts about the cast of the movie. And yeah, like you have already touched on, this is the genesis of Matt and Ben, like the Matt and Ben that we get for, to present day. We had a Matt and Ben movie this year, which we both watched and
Hmm.
kind of enjoyed.
Yeah. I think that the cast is actually one of the biggest strengths. It's obviously the strength. I'm sorry. It's obviously the casting and the writing. I think they're both phenomenal choices here. Um, my favorite out of the cast would probably be Robin Williams, but I do want to mention the rest of them as well. Matt especially, like, we all know he can act. We've watched multiple movies of his in our lifetimes. We've watched a few for this podcast as well. But I think that they do note this as a breakthrough for both of them. Like, this was their big moment. And Matt Damon was nominated for Best Actor for this role, but he didn't win. And he was nominated for the Best Original Screenplay, and they did win that.
Did win. I can't remember which one of them's younger, but the younger one is the youngest person ever to win a screenwriting Oscar. And Robin Williams himself did win the Best Supporting Actor for this role, so I think it was nominated for, if I recall correctly, 9 Academy Awards. I don't know. I have to look it up, but I think that's what I remember reading.
I
Yeah.
feel like I
So
remember them winning their Oscar. Like, I remember what they looked like up on the stage and how excited they were because they were, I mean, low-key just kids,
if
you
it
know?
was the same year as Titanic, if it was the same Oscar season, then I definitely remember watching the Titanic Oscars. So I must have had some idea about who Ben and Matt were at the time, but I can't remember back to
Hmm.
1997. I remember very little. But yeah, anyway, Ben, I think they're both really good. Like, there's no weak link acting wise in this movie. It is just a movie of great performances. You said the casting, I think kind of just, yeah, the performances overall. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that can really be said about Robin Williams that you don't already know. Like, what an absolute treasure of a person he was, and
Now
what a
me getting
shame.
choked up.
Well, yeah, what a shame that he's no longer with us. I do remember him just, yeah, like literally watching Mork and Mindy with my mom on like Nick and Night or whatever when I was a kid, and just see him, and then like Hook, Mrs. Doubtfire, just some of the like more like kid friendly like comedy movies, and I don't think I really recognized him as a serious actor until far later in my life, and then yeah, even just coming back to something like this now, he could do it all.
Well, you're right with the movies you mentioned. It was I didn't realize how important he was even in my life, but even in just like the life of movies and
Hmm.
watching those back now as an adult, I'm like, fuck, he was just like such a formative person. I mean, he's the genie, right? Like you're
Yeah.
watching Aladdin and like that's a voice that you can still hear to this day. Uh, but like I said, I think that his performance here is probably one of my favorite of his because it was so much quieter and more restrained than you usually see him. Like he did have funny moments. There was some jokes and it was almost just like a like a Robin Williams on his day off, it felt like.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he came to the set of a movie where he had to be loud and crazy and wild and perform at his best highest. It was like if you caught him on the street and you're like, how you doing, Robin? Like, blah, blah. That's how I felt. It seemed like he could be my therapist, like he could be my friend, and he'd be somebody that I would confide in. And he gave a great performance doing so.
Mhm. I did say I thought it was funny knowing that Sentimental Value was one of my favorite movies last year. Coming back to see Stellan in an earlier
Hmm.
performance, I guess I didn't even realize that he was such a main part of this movie.
I
And
didn't
he's
know
kind of a
either.
dick in Sentimental Value, but he's a dick here in a different kind of way.
Right.
I don't
Very
know,
ego driven.
very ego driven, very results oriented, but like the results have
Hmm.
to be success. It can't just be like personal fulfillment. Though maybe he softens up at the end, like I don't know. But also just kind of a creep. Like how many scenes of him hitting on students did
He
we need to
was
get?
kind of
Like
talking to the ladies.
I
Yeah.
know this. So I listened to the Rewatchables episode about this, and they mentioned that when Will calls Skylar and then he hangs up on her, she says, "Is this Professor Lambow again?" And I guess I don't remember.
Is
I don't
that what
remember.
she said?
Okay, I didn't hear it quite clearly either. So that's even creepier because she wasn't even a math student. It wasn't like she was in his department. Like, wasn't she studying
She wasn't
medicine?
even at his school.
No, she was at. Oh yeah, she was at Harvard, not
She went to
MIT.
Harvard.
Yeah, so that can't be what.
They must have misheard. They must
Yeah,
have misheard.
maybe. Okay. Because I was like, okay, not even the same
But she has an
department, but yeah.
accent, so maybe it was like
Maybe he just knew
Lamba.
like the one
La-
British person in town
Lamba.
and was. Okay. Well, anyway,
I
he
don't
still
know.
like did hit on that girl at the beginning when he's like,
He did.
yes.
When he was waiting
So,
outside of the office, he was chatting her up. He was giving her the smooth criminal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he did
But
inspire me to just start wearing scarves inside with an
yeah, you
Xbox
absolutely
t-shirt.
should. And
So,
yeah, do it with a graphic tee. That's definitely a
mhm.
look. I just like seeing him younger. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but yeah, after watching Sentimental Value and then seeing him here, he's a good actor.
And you like his
Nothing you
sons
can't
too,
say.
right?
I do. I do. I like
Especially
Alexander.
Pennywise.
Nope. Uh,
I did think Minnie Driver was really good here. She is probably the most underwritten character in the movie, though. I don't think she gets as much to do as everyone else. I think
mhm.
I really thought this was going to be more of a romance going into it, and it's definitely more of a boys' movie.
I did.
I
Yes, I did
Yeah.
too.
I think she doesn't go full like manic pixie dream girl, but it's like pre-manic pixie dream girl, like before we get really bad. But it's still like she's
Yeah.
basically there to be like quirky and be like, oh, I can be one of the guys too, and I really like Will, and
Yeah.
that's like the only purpose she serves. So,
Yeah,
but I thought she was
especially
still
during
good
that
at
scene
it.
at the party city or like the
Mm-hmm.
party store or whatever, and every time the camera went, she had like glasses or like a
Mm-hmm.
crown, and so she was just like
Yep.
she was there for like a not a comedy relief, but like a fun relief, and like I
Mm-hmm.
think they also needed a girl.
Yeah.
Like you're right, it was very male forward film. Everybody is a man. Um, they needed a lady. So
Yeah, and I thought she was cute. I mean, it's just kind of like how Zoe Deschanel works for me, even though she's playing Zoe Deschanel. Like, darn it, you got me. You've got some goofy glasses on, and now I'm in
you
love.
got me again. You got an animal on your sweater? Bet.
Yep.
Let's go. You kind of mentioned Ben Affleck, but I just wanted to make sure that I also gave him his flowers from me. Um, the one scene, one of the first scenes of him picking up Will, I just thought it was so funny because he had a Dunkin' Donuts in his hand, and I'm like, that man loves a Dunkin'. That man loves a Dunkin'.
He sure does.
Um, but he was just kind of like a sweetheart jerk, like he's like that jerk that does like hang out at the bar and you remember him from high school and you're just like, shut up, but he's cute, I don't know. I liked his character.
I mean, he'll buy you a beer, but he'll also bust your balls.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was looking at it more from like a girl perspective. Like he'd be at
Yeah.
the bar and I'd be like, leave me alone, Chucky. Does that sound good? Is that good? That wasn't good.
Yeah, I would like you to do the rest in a Boston accent, and we'll see where we get.
I was actually gonna do the rest of the movie in a Yoshi.
Can you do it, Yoshi doing Yoda? So you have to like talk like Yoda, like rest of the movie. I will, but also as Yoshi.
Rest of the movie. It's not coming out. It's like not coming out. It's too hard because I have to go like Yoshi, Yoshi, Yoshi to get it going, and
Like it's a lawnmower, and you're just revving up your
yeah,
Yoshi impression.
Yoshi, Yoshi. You're gonna put that one up. I knew it.
Oh, I have to put that one up. It's pretty good.
Do you have any other thoughts about the cast?
I didn't know Casey was in this movie at all.
You got to give your brother a role. Why
I don't know
not?
how much of a thought that is, but just didn't know he was, and fairly
Casey
prominent
Affleck.
too. Yeah,
Was he
didn't
like
we cancel him?
17? He must have been a kid.
Maybe. How old is Casey Affleck? I love just Googling things in the middle of pod.
Yeah, it's a good thing it cuts out all this
No, I'm gonna
empty
leave it.
space while
Casey
you
Affleck's
Google.
50 years old. He's 10 years older
No,
than,
he's
or 9
not.
years older than I am. He's born in 1975. How is that possible? So this movie was almost 30 years ago then, so he was just over 20. He was just old enough to be drinking those beers.
Yeah, going to the bar, having a beer. How do you say beer? You can't a beer at the bar.
Well, on Cheers, I think they usually just say it beer. They're not really going for the Boston accents on Cheers.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind while I'm workshopping my accent.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts? Plot.
On the plot. So, okay, I guess this is maybe where I'm getting into the things I didn't. I mean, but they're not even that
yes.
bad. It's just a little like, maybe minor. I did think you said the writing was a strong point, and it is, but I think there are times when the writing, like, it's very writerly. It shows like, okay, we've done this much. We've got to work in a really good monologue right now. And it just, I don't know, the seams show a little bit.
You better not be talking about that bench scene.
I mean, I am talking about the bench scene. It is really good, but it's like, okay, he gets a monologue, then Affleck gets a monologue at the end, and they just kind of, you can see like, okay, they were really, kind of showing the world that they could write really well. And it just, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. And
like they took out a book at the library, how to write a screenplay.
How to write a screenplay.
And they made sure they hit
well, that's
all
the thing
points.
too. This movie is good, and I think it works really well because of the performances, but I don't think it's surprising in any. It unfolds exactly how you expect this movie to unfold. A guy that is closed off because of his damaged past, and he sees a therapist, and he eventually learns to get in touch with his feelings, and then, does the thing that he wants. Like,
did it need to be surprising though?
It didn't, but it was pretty formulaic. And these are just like minor complaints to have a complaint instead of just singing this movie's praises, and just things that didn't quite make this as a 5-star hit for me, but they're not like the worst things in the world. This movie didn't like murder a puppy or anything.
Yeah, I guess so. I think the movie did. I think the movie did surprise me though, and not in the ways that you're saying that it didn't surprise you. Just from the fact that I didn't really know much about it. I knew he solved a math problem. I knew he was really smart. But when you said like, oh, I thought it might be more romantic forward, like there might be more of a romance story, I actually did think it was more of like a Harry Met Sally kind of thing, just the way that it looks, like the way that it feels, that kind of yellowy kind of tone to it, that very fall look. I did write a note that I feel like this could be a good rewatch for me in the fall. Like it would fall with When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. I could watch this one again because it does have that cozy kind of fall feel to it. And what am I trying to say? Because yes, like you said, it was very kind of for the boys at that point. And is it actually made for women or written for women? Like, because they just kind of insert woman here.
No, I mean, I think it's something that can be enjoyed regardless of gender, though it is kind of more of a boys' movie, I guess. I did think going into the relationship between Will and Skylar was like the driving force of the movie.
The driving, yeah.
It was Will and Sean and Will and Chucky. I mean, really more is about the boys.
It is, yeah. I'm not saying that I can't enjoy it because it is very more for the boys, but I guess if I had a gripe, I do like to see a little more romance. That's about it.
Yeah, okay. I guess moving on to cinematic moments, I do have the date scenes. I did think they were both like the first kiss scene and the thing you were talking about, the Party City. I thought they were both really cute. I liked, even though I think her character is underwritten, I do think it is kind of a fun way to just get to know her character a little bit more. So I liked both of those.
Yeah, she was fun. I
She
mean,
was fun.
maybe she didn't need to be any more than that because it wasn't her story. It was Will's story and how
That's
he
true.
was connecting to other people and how he was relating and learning to accept himself by accepting new people and new experiences in his life. And it wasn't necessarily, well, no, because I mean, he did kind of fall in love. So I guess that's part of it too. Uh, well, I wrote the bench scene, which you said was
It's a good
another
scene.
monologue moment, but
But it is very monologue-y. It's like it almost okay. This did start as a play too. This was something that Matt was writing in his playwriting class, so it just seems almost a little bit theatrical. Like, yeah, just insert monologue here, let actor go to town here, which
yeah,
that's not bad. And like,
bench, center stage, light
yeah,
right over him. Yeah, let him cook.
he kills the scene. Robin Williams. I mean, obviously he
Well,
won an
yeah,
award for this
he
performance.
cooked.
He's really good. It just I don't know. Again, the best way I can put it is the seams show a little bit in whatever. And I don't know whose fault that is, or if it's even a fault. It's not. It doesn't bother me. This scene's good.
Yes, I don't think it should be bothered. I I really enjoyed it, and I personally did like the way that it was written. It was almost written in like a style of like this to me. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, and that's going to sound weird on the podcast,
Pounding it.
but it was, yeah, pounding it. But it was like you think you know everything, but you've never lived. You think you've loved, but you've only had sex, or like even if you or maybe you haven't. And it was just like, it was just one after the other, like telling him like life isn't lived in a book. It's not lived by maybe you could even relate it to now. Life isn't lived on your TikTok. Life isn't on your Instagram. Life is lived outside there. Like it's doing stuff like this. It's showing up to parks. It's viewing art. That's life.
Well, I would like to interject personally. I do think you could live a full and complete life by just listening to podcasts, specifically
Especially
this
ours.
podcast.
This, yes. If you learn anything about life from the podcast, it's this. So I liked it. I like seeing Robin Williams cook like that. I do.
I did think that Affleck's monologue, I have this under one of my favorite moments, even though, again, I think it's like, okay, we're going to give Ben his chance to shine now. His monologue at the end, I have that under one of my favorite moments because it's like,
The best part of my day speech.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
this guy, I don't know. Like we said, he's maybe your friend that buys you a beer and busts your balls. But also, he kind of understands what's going on a little bit. Like, a little bit, he has a better perception of the situation than Will does, kind of. And just to be like, if you're still here in 20 years, I'm going to fucking kill you. That's a true
Yeah.
friend.
It is a true friend. It says more that he is telling him to leave than it is to be like, I want you to stay here with me forever and keep, taking down these construction buildings or whatever. He
Mhm.
was like, I want more for you as your friend. And then even gets him that new car,
Yeah.
car at the end, gives him his car. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this life isn't for you.
And yeah, you get out of here, Caitlin. You deserve better than this podcast.
You're right. Click.
Click. I
Um,
liked seeing all the like crappy little Boston bars. It made me feel nostalgic for a time that I didn't actually live through. But like, you could just like feel the sticky floors like every time they go in there, and just like I don't know.
they look fun.
Yeah, just drinking like $1.50 beer because it's the cheapest beer and all you can
Yeah.
afford, and like burning through some heaters with your friends. Like, that's just your life. Like, yeah, I never really hung out at dive bars. I still don't. I've got maybe a dive-ish bar that we kind of go to, but I say dive-ish.
We really need to find a good dive. We really need to find a
I don't
good
know if
dive.
we fit in at a dive bar though.
I could wear tennis shoes.
Sure. The bars were no Cheers, that's for sure. They were a lot less clean than Cheers. But I don't know. I just like the portrayal of whatever, that kind of life, that time in my life that I'd never really had, but kind of wish I'd had.
Nostalgia for something, yeah, you never
Yeah.
had. I wonder if some of those bars they're probably real, right? We could probably go to them if we ever
I
went to Boston.
think they talked about them on the rewatchables because a lot of them were from or have spent a lot of time in the Boston area, but I didn't write down like the real things that they talked about because I wasn't planning a trip to Boston soon. But maybe we will now. Who knows? Okay, cinematic moments that I didn't like. I thought they tried to like do the fight scene kind of like, I don't know, artfully and different, and it just came across as really cheesy to me. Like at the beginning of the movie when they go beat those guys up.
Oh, yeah. it was kind of like a yeah, leave him alone. Yeah, put your dukes up.
Yeah.
Is that how you? Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on.
That didn't work for me. I thought they were trying to do something different, and it just came across as stupid. So
Well, I liked the part, after he gets the number and he walks over and he sees him in the restaurant. And I've heard the "How do you like them apples?" before. I've heard that line, and I didn't know it was from here. So it was another one of those like you had me at hello, where I finally
yeah.
got to see it in its element, and I'm like, oh, there it is.
I also didn't. I didn't even realize that it kind of came from here. I thought it predated this movie, and that's just something we've been saying forever. But I guess not.
I guess I just remember hearing it. Fuck, I don't know. And then the other one was the very end. I got to go see About a Girl. Like, come
Yeah,
on, that's
that's
what I
pretty
wanted. That's
classic.
what I wanted throughout the whole. That's the vibe that I was looking for, and so yeah, skipping out on the huge job. He's like, you know what? Actually, I want to live my life with this girl after all, and. There's nothing more romantic than running away to get your girl, like chasing after your girl, leaving the train to go get her. She's the plane's leaving and you run to the gate. Like, I love that shit. And that's
I was
kind
gonna
of what
find her
that
in LA
was.
though, or wherever she is in California. Like,
I mean, maybe
yeah, I
she
don't know.
told him where she
I
was
guess he
going to
knew
be
where she's
ish.
going
I
to
don't know.
school, but like he's gonna stalk the entire campus till he finds this one person. I feel like that just,
Oh, how romantic.
it just doesn't seem practical. I don't know. Maybe he does still have her number or something. I just feel like he should have called her before he just drove off. Maybe he did. Maybe we just missed that phone call scene. I don't know.
Maybe that happened off
And
screen.
I guess this is maybe getting into the ending, but you think she's going to take him back? Like, how much shit has she put up with from this guy at this point? And now he's just showing up on her door. I almost feel like
Right.
3 strikes, you're out, man.
Like, what is he going to say? Like, hey, the therapy finally worked. I'm better. And I also turned down a job that would have made me super rich. So I'm poor. Can I stay with you?
I'm sure that he'll easily be able to find another job in California. He is a math genius. Did this throw you that when they mentioned that he wasn't 21 yet? I'm like, okay, Matt Damon, you look
Yeah.
pretty good, but you're clearly over 21.
He didn't
Also,
look
you've just been
that
drinking
good.
beer the entire movie. Like,
Yeah. I don't know
most of
why
the
they had
time
to
is spent hanging out in bars.
why'd they even have to tell us his age at that point? Just
Yeah,
leave him
it
ambiguous.
just seemed, well, I guess because that's when he was off parole, maybe, but that wouldn't be, like, the 21's not the age of, it would be 18 if he was, I don't know. That was silly.
Plus,
I'm
he
gonna stop trying to
assaulted a
rationalize it.
cop. That'll
Yeah.
get you in jail. Like,
Well, he
they
was
won't
in
let you out
jail.
on. Yeah, but they won't let you out on therapy.
I think it's the professor had a lot of sway. Like, he won the field medal.
He went in there with a scarf and they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dude, this guy wears a
You're
scarf
right.
indoors.
This guy has a scarf?
He's got a bit of an accent. Man. Or the
You're right. We should
judge
listen
was
to
just
him.
like a big fan of math and he knows all about the field medal.
Or maybe it was his teacher when he went there. Who knows?
Oh, he studied math and now he's a judge. Interesting career path. I want to see that movie.
Yeah, well, let's watch that movie. You want to move to the ending or you have more?
I mean, I had a couple notes just about the relationship. I mean, between Will and Sean. Again, it's a movie about relationships between different dudes, Will and Sean and Will and Chucky. But the way that movie, the way it progresses, and when Sean kind of gets mad at him, like, I don't know, the second or third time, and he's like, "Wait, I thought we were friends," which is probably, you should know better than to say that to your therapist. But I do think
Yeah.
they do become friends. But I think you were kind of alluding to this. It is a little funny. Like, the therapy doesn't just work. It's not like you're one day magically cured and you can like drive off to LA and you're not going to have problems anymore. So that was a little funny. But still, their relationship, it did build between them. And I hope they stayed in touch. And I like that before he left, his thing that he did was drive to his house and leave him a note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and I also liked Lambo coming to his office and finally kind of rekindling their friendship too.
Yeah,
I think that was a
too.
nice little closure there.
I like how they were just like, yeah, I know. They didn't really even though Sean's a therapist, they still didn't even really get in touch with their feelings. They were just like, they kind of hand wove it aside.
They glossed the feelings, if anything.
That is a dude thing to do, so.
Yeah, but it was sweet. And maybe that relationship too could have used a little bit more. But again, the movie wasn't about Sean. It wasn't about Lambo. It was about Will. But I guess I would have liked to learn a little bit more about what happened between them because they said they were roommates and then suddenly he's just like, I need his help, so I'm just going to go ask him.
Yeah, that was a little half cooked because it's like one of them is studying math and one of them is studying therapy. And he's like, Lambo's like, you are always smarter than me, but then like you chose this life, and it's like, well, he wasn't studying math too. He was just studying therapy, and he wants to. Didn't they imply that he was working with veterans? So maybe
I think they say,
and then he stopped doing that when his wife died and started teaching it. But I don't know. It seemed like we were supposed to think that there was some sort of like jealousy between them,
big
but
falling out. Yeah.
they didn't really have similar fields. So what was there to be jealous of?
Mm-hmm. Unless all the ladies went for Sean because Lambo was wearing too many scarves in the middle of summer.
Oh, is that something that's problematic?
Yeah, people don't like that. People, if you can't tell what season it is, you're out.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there.
Yeah, you're going to have to think about that one. You're going to have to think about that one.
I'm not going to think about it. I'm just wearing a scarf every day from here on out. Except in the winter. No scarves in the winter.
I dare you. Ending?
It was cute. Again, I just have, is Minnie really going to put up with this shit? But I do like it. It was nice. It made you feel good. I think it's that extra oomph of having, like, if him just accepting a job with the NSA or whatever wouldn't have felt as good as him, like, you know, he did overcome some of his trauma and he's got his life on track, but he's manifesting it in a way that isn't just about capitalism and pursuing a paycheck. He is pursuing love. So
right.
It's nice.
And I wrote that he's finally making a choice out of like just what he wants as opposed to what other people want for him or what looks best or, you know, basing his next move on anger or fear.
Yeah.
It was a growth moment for him to finally choose himself and love.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's not doing the thing that's expected of you. He's doing just what he wants to do.
What he wants.
Maybe for the first time in his life.
Agreed. Yep. He's finally living is what I wrote. Finally living.
Finally. We did it, everyone.
Any miscellaneous thoughts that you didn't get to?
Yes. Elliott Smith.
Yeah.
So good. I guess it was like, you know, the pre-Sufjan before we had Sufjan and Call Me By Your Name. We got a lot of Elliott Smith, and I think including an iconic performance at the Oscars, correct? I think he performed Miss Misery at the Oscars, and he was in a white suit. I think that's a classic video. I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, we'll find that one for you guys.
Use the Google, listeners. But just some really good Elliott Smith songs, and it did remind me of how Sufjan's all over the Call Me By Your Name soundtrack, and just an indie artist, folksy guy, like really making a stamp on the movie. Did you read about like the development cycle of this movie? So they were kind of like in a development hell sequence. Like I think Rob Reiner's company actually had the rights to the script at the time, and they like kept wanting them to rewrite the movie. So eventually Ben and Matt didn't think anyone was taking them seriously anymore. So they wrote in a blowjob scene between Will and Sean. And so they kept handing the script back in with that scene in it. And when no one commented on it, they were like, okay, yeah.
They knew they weren't reading it.
Yeah. So eventually they got the like rights or whatever back, and it went to Hollywood legend Harvey Weinstein. And Harvey Weinstein really liked the script, and he's like, okay, this is really good, but you've got to take out the blowjob scene. And so they're like, oh, wow, he actually did read our script. And so I thought that was just a funny anecdote about the making of the movie.
Yeah, because they're just two best friends just clowning around, just palling around, being pals.
Well, they were right that the execs at the studio weren't taking them seriously. And so fun.
That's true. Are Ben and Matt your favorite boy duos?
I mean, who else do we have? Like, I guess he's not really on camera, but Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are a good duo as far as
that's
writing
a good duo.
goes. Paul Gursky and Matt Turner.
I was thinking of the two guys from Scrubs, Zach Braff and Donald Faison.
Yeah,
those are two good best friends
for a long time.
Yeah.
Did you watch this with Charlie or did you watch it with John?
I watched it alone.
Alone, okay. I tried to watch it with Katie, and today when we were about to record the episode, she was like, "Can you tell me what happened during the entire middle of the movie?" Because it was a sleepy Katie movie.
Oh my gosh, she's the sleepiest. Oh man.
You should have let her take a nap instead of going out with you for margaritas. Maybe she would have been more inclined to stay awake.
Good marks. Whatever, haters. All right. I don't have anything else, though. Yeah,
I think it's clear from what we've said, but I would recommend this movie if you're on the fence about watching this one. Gets a thumbs up from me.
Yeah. It's another one of those, though, that I confuse with that It's Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society. I always think that they're the same, which I also haven't seen Dead Poet Society, but it's on my list. And it's just another one where I'm like, is that the one, Dead Poet Society, that I'm trying to watch? And I was like, no, it's Good Will Hunting.
Well, up next, Dead Poet Society.
It's a watch. All right, dog. Do you have any non-movie shout-outs that you wanted to give before we wrap up?
I haven't done anything, Caitlin, so I guess this is going to be coming out 2 days after the Kentucky Derby, so I guess I'll give a shout out to whichever horse just won the Kentucky Derby. I'm really proud of you. Insert horse
You
name
did it.
here. I hope you've got a shot at the Triple Crown this year. And thanks for everyone that came out to the Derby party. We had a great time.
Yeah. All right. I'll give a shout out to everybody at the Derby party too. Give a shout out to my sister who spent a lot of time with me over this weekend. We went to a bridal shower, and those things, he wouldn't know, but I mean, those things can be a real drag, real awkward sometimes, or, whatever. So she was my partner there. And so I'm thankful that I had somebody to sit with and talk to.
Well, shout out again, Taylor. I hope to see you at the Derby party that has previously happened. So I will know
So
that
then you should
were
say,
there.
glad I saw you.
Glad I saw you, Taylor. It was a fun night.
Yeah. Okay. And then what's next? Am I safe to say our special guest? We're doing the next.
She is maybe going out of town next weekend, and so are you. So let's table it and decide on Saturday when we are going to be recording with her. But yeah, we'll be watching one of the aforementioned movies next.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna watch something.
It'll be one of them. Yeah.
We're not gonna leave anybody hanging. We know you guys are clamoring for new episodes. So with that said, please like, subscribe, and rate our podcast. Give a comment if you so desire. You can follow us on Instagram at theme.onscreen. We're on Letterboxd, Theme on Screen. And we want you guys all to go watch our YouTube because we both did our makeup and Paul wore a scarf. So please go on YouTube and watch so that there's a reason that he
This joke doesn't land at all if you can't see me. So
yeah, do that for him. Just watch it for him. All right, man. Good show, and that's all I got. That's all she wrote.
We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.